Hello and welcome to the video. This is a quick overview of something new from BetaFPV. They've updated one of their original Express ELRS modules. It's now available as the Nano V2. Now, I've looked at quite a lot of the BetaFPV stuff over the past couple of years. They were one of the first hardware vendors to come out with Express ELRS hardware. I think it's fair to say in the early days everyone was rushing to reach the bottom in terms of price and quality, and some of those original pieces of hardware that came out for Express ELRS weren't great, and BetaFPV definitely produced some stuff that didn't comply very well to the standards, having to open the back of cases to short pins because the boot flashing stuff wouldn't work. I was there with a lot of you where we were just pulling our hair out a little bit, and it did hinder the Express ELRS stuff in the early days because the hardware, quite frankly, wasn't up to scratch. However, things have calmed down now, and they have consolidated so that now the people like BetaFPV who are making the Express ELRS hardware are working more closely with the Express ELRS project, which is great, and they're spending a little bit more time making sure that they comply with the Express ELRS standards. And why is that important? Well, as I'll talk about at the end, there are a number of things that are coming in the next few releases of Express ELRS that will provide a lot more functionality. Things that I was hoping we'd get from people like Team Black Sheep, so I'm excited to get them. However, it does rely on there being things like the Wi-Fi stuff inside working properly, the backpack stuff being supported, and some of that stuff wasn't really there or worked very well in the earlier versions of the hardware, particularly as the hardware specs have evolved. Now, there's a number of bullet points for this thing. First and foremost is that the antenna that comes included with it has a status LED built in. That allows you to monitor the signal transmitting and receiving, and also to see what other people are doing. BetaFPV are offering three versions, a 2.4 gig with a maximum output power of 1 watt, and also a 900 megahertz version with a maximum output power of 2 watts, and the packet rate maximum is F1000 or 200 hertz. This version also includes an integrated TCXO. That's that whole thing about having some temperature stabilized oscillation. A lot of the receivers are starting to have that stuff now. It's great to see that in a radio module, because that also means that if you fly on a really warm day versus a very cold day, you'll get similar performance. And because of the increased power of the version 1, then there is some additional cooling in here as well as a fan. Comes supplied with Express ELRS version 3.3, so it's pretty up to date, allowing you to buy into all your latest stuff. Specification on this, it is 28 grams, comes in only white color. I would prefer it to be black personally, but that's just because I have darker colored radios here. Antenna connector is RP-SMA on the 2.4 gig and SMA on the 900 megahertz versions. RF power on the 2.4 goes from 25 up to 1000 milliwatts, and RF power on the 900 megahertz systems go from 10 milliwatts all the way up to 2000. Backpack is now supported in this, and the input voltage, which is also there to help provide those higher powers, is 7 to 13 volts. USB port on here is Type-C, which is pretty standard now, and again it comes with the latest version of the firmware. So what's changed from the version 1 that I looked at quite a while ago now? Well, the big headline thing is that the power has increased. The version 1 was 500 milliwatts. This is now 1 watt in 2.4 gigahertz mode or 2 watts in 900. Check the local laws of what your maximum power is that you're allowed to use legally. The RF chip is the same, it's a single antenna. Don't forget there are things like the Gemini mode in Express ELRS. There are BetaFPV radio modules that allow you to have those dual antennas to give you more than one chance of getting the signal to and from the receiver. Backpack support is now added, which is big news, because that now is going to support some of the cool new stuff that Express ELRS is going to be releasing in the firmware in this year. And there is lots of changes to support that higher power. So now there is the external DC connection. That, as you saw, was a little cable USB-C that plugs in the bottom with a little XT30 connector at the bottom of that. And there's also a cooling fan added in there as well, so if it starts to get too warm, it can try and maintain its own internal temperature. Controls are the same. There's a couple of buttons on here, so one is for binding. You can configure how those work. Only a couple of things to note about this. Don't forget, always install the antenna before you power on a radio like this. Doing it without the antenna will basically blow the output stage of the amplifier. That flashing LED on the antenna, I'll come back to this in a minute. Not sure of the actual use of it really. It does the kind of standard things that you have, the flashing lights on a regular module, but it's kind of up there on the antenna where you can see it more easily. So the flashing it'll do will tell you whether or not it's binding mode, etc. But the color also changes through the entire spectrum, starting at red for F1000, right the way down through the spectrum to violet for 50 Hertz mode. So by looking at that, you can see what the packet rate is. I've got mine with JR adapter so that I can use it in other radios as well. I don't tend to use a lot that have the smaller bay sizes. The JR bay is more typical here, and that means I've been able to play with it more easily. And it's nice to see some of these core features, things like backpack and stuff that's been part of the specs for a while in this updated version of the V1. So in summary, this is a good updated version of the original unit that's complying with some of the latest standards from the Express LRS team. There's a lot of uses for things like backpack and other things coming in the future firmware releases. So if you have the V1, you might find that if you want to access some of that goodness, you're going to struggle. There is definitely tighter compliance with the Express LRS hardware standards here, and it's becoming really important as those next versions come out. Not sure personally how useful that LED is on the antenna at the field. It's nice to have easier access, but to be honest, once it's bound and set up and the model is flying, I don't really care, just so long as everything works. But I would have loved something like that LED colour thing for FPV gear back in the day, so that you could easily tell from a glance which channel everyone is using, so you made sure that you avoided that. So hopefully that's been interesting for those of you that have seen this on the website. That's the difference between this and the version 1. This is a much more modern, solid version of the Nano TX module that complies much better with the latest and greatest Express LRS standards. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch my videos and find them useful, then please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. If you really like what I'm doing here, you can become a Patreon and support the time I spend helping others and get access to lots of exclusive benefits. Link is in the video description. Remember that all the videos on the channel are organized into playlists, so you can easily use those playlists to find all the videos on a subject that you are interested in. Add Painless 360 to your searches on Google and YouTube, and it'll help you find my content for any particular topic. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy flying.